Roblox has legends, and their stories didn't start in the spotlight. Nllie is one of the oldest and most mysterious characters in Roblox myth history. First appearing around the early 2000s, Nllie was known for showing up in forgotten or broken places inside early Roblox games, especially old maps that were left unmoderated. Players reported that when Nllie appeared, the server would become unstable, lighting would flicker, textures would break, and sometimes players were suddenly kicked or banned from the game. The legend says Nllie was once a normal player who gained forbidden admin powers and used them to silence and erase others. Some versions of the story describe Nllie as a ruler of a hidden realm called the Void, where deleted players and lost data go. Because nobody could confirm whether Nllie was a real hacker, an admin experiment, or just a myth created by the community, the mystery only grew stronger. Nllie became one of the first major horror myths on Roblox, inspiring countless fan games, myth groups, and creepypasta stories. Even now, when players discover a glitchy old server or a corrupted baseplate map, someone will always say, "Nllie was here." Guest 666 is one of the most famous Roblox horror legends, centered around the old era when guests were still allowed to play. Unlike normal guests, who had random names and no chat, Guest 666 was said to have a permanent username and the ability to speak, something regular guests could not do. Players claimed that when Guest 666 joined a server, the sky would turn red, music would distort, and players would lose control of their character. The myth says Guest 666 was a guest who was experimented on or banned unfairly and came back with forbidden admin powers to take revenge on Roblox. Some stories say he can force kick players, freeze servers, or even follow you to other games. Many screenshots and videos spread the legend, even though most were staged, helping Guest 666 quickly become one of Roblox's earliest viral creepypastas. Even long after guests were removed from Roblox, the legend survived. Today, Guest 666 represents the fear of the unknown player, someone who shouldn't exist but does anyway. Matt Dusek is remembered as one of Roblox's earliest developers and community pioneers, active during the platform's formative years. He helped build some of the first popular game frameworks and tools that shaped how players created and shared experiences on Roblox. Long before modern studios and sponsorships, Matt worked directly with the community, inspiring many early builders to experiment, script, and develop their own worlds. His name appears in old Roblox credits, early forum posts, and classic developer chats, making him part of the foundation of Roblox history. While he wasn't the most famous public figure like Builderman or Eric Castle, he played a key role behind the scenes, supporting the growth of the platform's user-generated content. To many older players, Matt Dusek represents the golden age of Roblox, a time when the platform felt small, personal, and driven by creativity rather than massive game studios. His legacy lives on through the early tools and culture he helped shape, and he remains a quiet but important legend in Roblox's story. Builderman is one of the most recognizable figures in Roblox history, known as the default first friend of nearly every new player in the early days of the platform. When you created an account, Builderman would automatically appear in your friends list, symbolizing a friendly welcome to the Roblox community. His avatar, simple shirt, yellow hard hat, and calm smile, became a universal symbol of the platform's early spirit, creativity, building, and imagination. Builderman represents David Baszucki, Roblox's co-founder and CEO, who helped turn the idea of user-made worlds into a global platform. In the early years, he communicated directly with players, posted on forums, and guided Roblox's development from a small builder's experiment into a massive online universe. Even though Builderman no longer auto-friends new accounts and appears less publicly now, his legacy is huge. He is the face of Roblox's origin, the builder who invited millions into a world where anyone could create anything. John Doe is one of the most well-known Roblox myth accounts, famously linked to rumors about hacking, account stealing, and mass server shutdowns. The name first gained attention because the account was extremely old, created back in the early development of Roblox, and was seen wearing a simple, expressionless avatar. Players noticed it had no friends, no recent activity, and yet it still existed, which only fueled the mystery. Around 2016 to 2017, rumors exploded claiming John Doe would return on a certain date to hack millions of accounts. Videos, fake sightings, and staged gameplay clips spread panic, especially among younger players. Servers filled with warnings like, "Don't log in on March 18th," making the legend go viral across YouTube. In reality, John Doe was just a test account created by Roblox's developers back in the platform's early alpha days. But the community's imagination turned him into something far more iconic, a symbol of the unknown, the silent watcher, the account that should be gone, but isn't. Even now, whenever someone sees an old blank avatar in a quiet server, the first thought is always, "Is that John Doe?" One by One by One by One is one of Roblox's most iconic hacker legends, known for the belief that he could take over servers, control the chat, and force admin commands on players. The account appeared during Roblox's early era, when the platform had fewer protections and exploits were easier to pull off, which made the myth feel believable. Players reported strange events when one by one by one by one joined, sky colors changing, teleports triggering, or the entire game crashing. The original one by one by one by one account was actually created by Shedletsky, a former Roblox administrator, as part of an in-game test NPC, not a real hacker. However, the community misunderstood this and built a full myth around the name. Soon, copycat accounts, fake sightings, and edited videos helped spread the story everywhere. Over time, one by one by one by one became a symbol of the unstoppable hacker, someone who could appear out of nowhere and break everything just because they felt like it. Even today, if a server glitches or a random player with a strange name joins, someone will still say, "Don't let one by one by one by one see you." Shedletsky, real name John Shedletsky, is one of the most influential figures in Roblox's early history, known both as a legendary administrator and a creator with a chaotic, funny personality. He worked at Roblox from the late 2000s to around 2014, serving as the creative director, shaping how items, avatars, and content were designed. Many early Roblox memes, inside jokes, and community traditions began with him. He didn't just work behind the scenes, he actively interacted with the community. Shedletsky was known for trolling forum users, joking around in games, and creating strange, fun items like the Shedletsky's chicken suit. He also created characters and myths that later became famous, including one by one by one by one, which began as a joke NPC but evolved into one of Roblox's biggest hacker legends. To older players, Shedletsky represents the wild, experimental era of Roblox, before corporations, before massive studios, when everything felt unpredictable and community-driven.